Are you craving for a soft, delicious cake but you don't have an oven? No worries, I've got you covered. Today I'll be sharing on how to make this homemade cake using just a pot. No fancy equipment is actually needed, no any experience in baking. Trust me, the result is absolutely so amazing. So grab a pen and paper as I walk you through the preparation process. So the first thing to do in cake baking is to preheat your oven. So actually make use of this pot in place of an oven, but you can choose to use any kind of pot that you have. Actually added salt to it, and this is normal cooking salt. This will help to distribute heat to our pot. But you can choose to use sand or stone. I went ahead to arrange 3 stainless spoons to serve as our stand, but you can choose to make use of a stovetop, and this is actually where our cake pan will sit without having direct contact with the salt. I then covered up the pot and allowed it to heat on very low heat. So to prepare the cake items, I added 2 cups of all-purpose flour into a mixing bowl, alongside its baking powder and salt. Then mix everything together before setting aside. I also cracked 2 eggs into another mixing bowl without mixing, then set aside. So this is actually margarine I made use of, but you can choose to use soft butter as well. I measured out 1 cup into another mixing bowl, then beat using a mixer till it becomes light. But you can also choose to use a turning spoon or even a spatula. So this is actually where the whole work of baking lies, but it really don't take too long. If you have a hand mixer, you can simply just use it, but if you don't have it, all you just need to do is to be patient and enjoy the process, because this is actually a form of arm exercise. So after about 5 to 6 minutes of mixing our margarine, it looks all light and creamy as you can see. So I went ahead to add sugar, then mix again for 3 extra minutes. Next, I transferred the egg into the margarine sugar mixture, then mix, but actually added them one after the other. Just in case you're making use of more than 2 eggs, depending on the size of cake you want to make, be sure to add them one after the other, then mix. The full ingredients and measurement will also be in the description box down below, so please do ensure you check it out. So after mixing, I then transferred the flour that was mixed with baking powder and salt in bits, then mixed together to combine. I also added milk little by little in order to loosen up the consistency. So the reason why I actually added the flour and milk little by little is just so our cake batter will be very smooth without having any lump. But you can also choose to double this recipe depending on the size of cake you want to make. But please be sure to follow the measurements I'll be adding in the description box down below in order to achieve a very good result. Just in case you're coming across this channel for the first time, I'm Joy by name, and in this channel I share recipes on how to make a healthy meal, juice and also smoothies. So please kindly click the subscribe button down below and turn on the bell notification so you can be instantly notified whenever I upload new amazing recipes just like this. Be sure to like, share to the friends and loved ones, and leave me a comment in the comment section. Thank you very much. So this is actually consistency of my batter, and this is perfect. Next, I went ahead to apply margarine on my baking pan. This will enable the cake to come out neatly after baking. Just be generous with the coating, most especially at the edge, but you can also choose to make use of cooking oil in place of margarine. So after coating the pan with margarine, I proceeded further to dust it using a flour, just the way I'm actually doing it till all the surface is properly covered with flour. I also remove the excess flour as well. Next, I went ahead to transfer our cake batter into the pan. If you notice, our cake batter is actually very smooth, not runny and not thick as well, and this is actually how your cake batter should be. I went further to tap the pan just the way I'm actually doing it. This will enable us to remove some extra air bubbles and allow our cake batter to sit nicely in the pan. I also added little chocolate butter in the middle, but this is me just being extra. But you can choose to add other cake toppings like coconut flakes, dry fruit, crushed nuts, or even crushed biscuits. After transfer the cake pan that it contained the batter into the pot that has been heating up for some time now, but you need to be very careful at this stage because the pot is very hot. I then cover the pot and allow it to bake. If your pot lid has an opening like mine, be sure to seal it up using a tape. This will enable us to trap all the whole steam and allow our cake to rise properly. If you're making use of an oven, just go ahead and bake at 170 to 180 degrees Celsius for 40 to 50 minutes. So I allowed mine to bake on very low heat, emphasis on very low heat. So this was 15 minutes into the baking, and this was 30 minutes later. 45 minutes later, and finally 1 hour later, and our cake is perfectly baked at this moment. To confirm it, I went ahead to dip a skewer stick and it came out clean. So I then turned off the heat and allowed to cool down. So after some minutes, our cake has cooled down a little bit. I then removed it using my hand, but just in case you're in a haste at first, be sure to use an oven glove or probably a kitchen towel just so you don't end up hurting yourself, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So for the salt, you can simply reuse it for this kind of recipe, I mean as a base for baking, not for normal cooking. So guys, just take a look at our cake. It was actually baked to perfection. So why are you worrying about an oven when you can actually make magic with your pot? So let's cut through to see what we have. This cake was actually so soft and delicious, and it's perfect for breakfast, for snacking, or you can even give to your loved one. If you've been sleeping on this hack, just know it's time for you to wake up and try out this method of baking cake without an oven. Thank you very much for watching. Please kindly subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like, share, and leave me a comment in the comment section. Until I come your way next time, do remember to always eat healthy and stay healthy. Bye bye.